France says that it remains committed to passing a Security Council resolution that would implement a full independent investigation of last week's chemical weapons attack in Syria.
This despite the unilateral action of the United States. It struck a Syrian government airbase in response to the chemical attack in Idlib province that Western countries say was carried out by Syria's military. The US argues its actions were in its national security interest as it pressures Russia to align itself with Washington in resolving the Syrian crisis.
Washington's chief diplomat has arrived in Russia's capital, just days after striking a Syrian airbase that infuriated Moscow.
Assad has made the Russians look not so good under these circumstances. I think it's also worth thinking about Russia has really aligned itself with the Assad regime, the Iranians, and Hezbollah. Is that a long-term alliance that serves Russia's interest? Or would Russia prefer to realign with the United States, with other Western countries and Middle East countries who are seeking to resolve the Syrian crisis?
While at the United Nations, Russia's ambassador refused to comment on Syrian-related matters, just one day ahead of a briefing by the UN Special Envoy Staffan de Mistura, the first such meeting in the Council since the chemical weapons attack and the US response.
We believe that with respect to the chemical weapons and to the chemical attacks, we cannot give up, and we must try in good faith the best we can to have a text of the Security Council condemning the attack, asking for a thorough investigation. We believe we simply cannot give up. The stakes are too high.
Pressed on why they insist on an investigation when France already pledged full support for the US action, a clear presumption of guilt.
It's very important that there is a full investigation so that everybody knows, so that the entire world knows how these horrible chemical attacks occurred and where they come from. That's very important in terms of legitimacy, the weight of the Security Council, the weight of thorough investigation process is very important.
And while work begins on creating much-needed consensus on how to proceed on Syria in the Security Council, much of the focus will be on whether Rex Tillerson on this visit to Moscow can convince the leadership there to break their firm alliance with the government of Bashar al-Assad. Western countries believe he no longer has any legitimacy to lead Syria, and without Russian support, that could become a reality. Bryce-Pease, SABC News, New York.